everyone and welcome back to CFC Fan TV. As I said in my previous video when I was discussing our horrendous loss against Everton, I was going to do a video on Sarri because I think the debate has to be ongoing. So unfortunately you're all going to hate me. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of abuse for this video, but I think I've also got a lot of people that side with me now, and that is due to just how we're performing. This video is going to be, should Sarri see out to the end of the season or stay at all? You know, I think a lot of pundits are now commenting on this situation, and we find this sort of situation, I think we find this quite, time and time again, but for me, we find it normally a lot later on in a manager's reign. So, Conte now said a couple of years, Mourinho, had 2 spells with us. The difference with those managers is though that they did win trophies, and I don't think we're going to see a trophy from Sarri, and I'll tell you why. Listen, all my hopes are in winning the Europa League. I think it's a fantastic competition. I had a go at somebody on Twitter the other day saying, because they said they didn't take it seriously, it was a Mickey Mouse Cup or something like that, and I just completely don't agree, really. I think any European Cup competition to be in is something to be taken very seriously. I think it's a privilege to be in that competition, and the last time we won the Europa League, I was there in Amsterdam, and I had a wonderful time with everyone, and it was another trophy to add, and it was a fantastic day. One of my favourite memories as a Chelsea fan, really. So I won't have anybody bashing in. It is very important. Do I think we can win it? I do think we can win it, actually, yeah. But am I worried about how we're going to progress, considering we've got, the easiest draw we could have got? Yeah, I am very worried. And I don't know, there's a video on Twitter going along when around when Prague realised they had drawn Chelsea. And they were buzzing about it, and that to me, I think again is another thing to be worried about and to take very seriously, because like I said, teams don't really fear us. Now the whole thing with Sarri is, and where people get me wrong about this situation is, I don't hate Maurizio Sarri. I don't hate a new manager coming into a team and saying, I'm going to try something different. No problem with that at all. I don't have any problem with the fact that he hasn't won trophies before, and a lot of fans, that's one of the main reasons why they want him to leave. That's not my philosophy. That's not the reason I've said that I think Sarri should leave Chelsea Football Club. I've said it purely because I don't think the fans are reacting to him. The players are reacting to him, the fans certainly aren't, but I don't think that the players are reacting to what he's saying. I don't think they're happy with the training situations. I don't think they're happy with him as manager. How we're not going to achieve top 4 this season, well, how we're potentially not going to achieve top 4 this season, I think speaks volumes. And that's one critical point. The second point is, and what's becoming increasingly disturbing for me, is the fact that we do have this transfer ban. Now, when it gets to the summer, we can't buy new players to reinforce what Sarri wants to do at the club. I'm sure he would like to make some adjustments, but at the same time, I mean, he had a good relationship with Higuain. Higuain's come in and hasn't really done much at all. So that's another thing to think about. His signing that I'm sure he would have approved of hasn't really gone to plan, even if it was a panic buy. And we don't have the players to bring in. So let's just say Hazard does leave, and then we're stuck with a team where, Hazard by hands down, Hazard and Kante are our best players. Let's say we've got one of those leave. Who are we left with, and how on earth are we not going to finish lower than what we will do this season, next season if he stays? The problem is with Sarri, I think if he leaves, and what a lot of fans are not happy about at the moment, is they're saying he hasn't been given enough time. He needs time to implement this style of play, but there isn't time because we have a transfer ban. We can't buy any players, and we have one of our best players potentially and almost certainly leaving. So it's bizarre to me that fans aren't seeing my point of view to a certain extent, because this situation isn't going to get any better. It's only getting worse as time goes on. Our performances aren't getting better, they're getting worse. I think it's different in a competition because, number one, in the Europa League we have players that want to play for Chelsea. So, for instance, Hudson-Odoi. It's bizarre to me that he's not featuring in the Premier League more often. I don't know, especially at this stage. Giroud got 3. I'm not saying you have to be the biggest Giroud fan, but at least he's scoring more than our current strikers. So that's another problem. I will reiterate, and I'm really sorry for you fans that don't agree with me, but a lot of the match-going fans, there's not one person around me that wants Sarri to stay. So I'm obviously missing something here that I'm not seeing in what everybody else is seeing, and I think people just misinterpret what I say. This is not a vendetta against Sarri specifically. This is not me targeting him specifically and saying I really hate this manager, he should go. It's me seeing previous problems with Chelsea Football Club and how we've reacted, and now seeing it again just earlier on. I'm just calling it out and saying, okay, fine, he's got to go then, because otherwise we're going to end up in the same situation, but worse. So yeah, I suppose the biggest question is, should he still see out to the end of the season? I know the board are probably getting a bit worried now, but I think the main problem for the board is they're thinking not a lot of good managers are going to be attracted to come to the club with this current transfer ban that we have, and therefore it's going to be very difficult to get somebody in, especially when we've gone through a very good set of managers. Mourinho, Carlo, Ancelotti, with Conte even, he won us trophies, and whether you liked him at the end of the day or not, we won a Premier League title with him, so you can't discredit him too much. And yeah, I mean, Zidane's now going back to Real Madrid, so he's not on the cards for anybody who was delusional enough to think that he was going to come. I think it's a miracle if we ever got him to come to our football club. But yeah, we are a huge club. We deserve more than this. We deserve to be performing better than this. And for me, personally, and I'm going to have to say it again, I do think Sarri should go. That's not me hating him personally. I'm sure he's a lovely man. I'm sure he, his style of play works in other countries. But at the end of the day, it doesn't work here. And the Premier League moves so fast. And I don't see how Liverpool and City have been so, for me, light years ahead of everybody else this season. In terms of their team spirit, in terms of their performances, how well their manager is getting them to gel together. I mean, I think, a main difference between us and the likes of, let's say, City, they went through a rough patch of losing 2 or 3 games in a row, and Pep has managed to pull it back. And we should sort of demonstrate that same thing. Sarri should be able to demonstrate that sort of same technique, and we don't really have that. So again, I just think we're light years ahead of at the moment, and we're falling behind. And yeah, the transfer ban is going to be bad, but a positive would be that you have a new manager come in and he tries to bring back some loan players that are doing well. Michy Batshuayi for one is he's been so good this season. So and despite injuries that he's had since he's been on loan, he's still managed to come back and perform well. And we have a current striker situation, and I just think that Michy's never really been given a fair enough chance. I think he wasn't Conte's favourite, so that put him on the back foot straight away. And then I think he's been on loan ever since, and it's been a bit of a shame really, because I think Michy Batshuayi is a fantastic player. Listen, so comment below, guys. Let me know your thoughts on this situation still. Please don't be mean to me. I see some of the comments sometimes, and I don't listen because nothing affects me, and I think you guys maybe think that it affects my day. It really doesn't. But I think in the grand scheme of things, with things that go on, people say nasty things on the internet these days, and what that results in people doing to themselves in life, I think you really need to be careful about your words, because some people might not be strong enough as me to handle it. So please be kind. Please say nice things. Just be constructively critical. Isn't that right, Sammy? As a way to say it. It's not what you say, it's the way you say it. So, yeah, comment below, let me know your thoughts on this. If you are Sarri in, let me know why. Tell me why you are Sarri in, and I'm more than happy to listen to your point. But, at the end of the day, I just want the best for the club, I want the best for the fans, and I want us to get back to being the amazing football club that we are. the best team in London. And it's just been a real shame to see how we've been performing lately. So, yeah, comment below, and, yeah, I'm going to have some more green tea now. I'm getting a bit stressed.